Tens of thousands of troops armed with pikes and muskets prepare for a glorious 3v3 pike and shot battle here in today's Pike and Shot Total War battle. And we've got a interesting battle because we've got some factions we don't usually see. Well, we usually see HRE. They're always a common one, and their opponent today is Sweden. But we do actually have two Bavarian armies as well here today as well, which we don't often see Bavaria in replay, so that makes it very, very exciting. I think the other Bavaria is right behind the HRE, still marching up. So yeah, they are taking on some three Swedish armies over here, and I've been told this is a really close game with goes back and forth, and one side makes a incredible comeback, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. That's for sure. We've got some Hayducks here. I think these are like some Eastern European troops. It's like some skirmishers here. They're blasting away already, shooting at well, they're shooting at these Swedish infantry here, but they seem like they're a little too far away to be doing any serious damage. If anything, they're just giving away their position. They are protecting a mortar that is right here, though, which is kind of odd. I don't know why they put a mortar this far forward. I guess it can guerrilla deploy because it probably can't move. It's probably an immovable artillery piece. But then they thought that they were going to be able to get to this position, the HRE, before the Swedes. Is pretty impressive. The Hayducks here, yeah, they're going to try and slow down the Swedes, but I don't think they're going to be able to save this mortar. So that seems like a bit of a mistake off the bat there from the HRE. We've got one of the Bavarian armies over here. He's moving really far wide. Looks like he could be having a bit of a private match with this Swedish army here that's kind of moving forward, but also... yeah, the Swedish army seems to be moving in all sorts of different directions. You can see there's like Croatian Harkovissiers over here. I guess he's not quite sure where the full strength probably of the Bavarian army is, or maybe he is. These guys aren't hidden, actually. They are all kind of like visible. Can't really hide troops, apparently. Is easily in Pike and Shot. I've got the HRE setting up here, giving up the high ground though. Probably should try and move to so he has his high ground rather than the Swedes. That's for sure, but the Swedes, I mean, yeah, they've got a pretty good position anyway. Wherever they go, they seem to have the high ground, actually. Like, all the way back here. They could just sit here and just wait for the HRE to move on them. They have a really good position, actually. And, I mean, the Hayducks and the Jaegers here, they are kind of slowing down the Swedes. I mean, the Swedes could just advance forward. They just wipe these guys out. Whether they're unaware of what's in the forest... Here we go. We're going to see the Carl Gustav infantry now move forward. They're going to try to deal with these skirms nice and easily. Yes, it's good to be back with some Pike and Shot. I'm getting a whole bunch of replays for it, so yeah, I'm really happy about that because it's a really fun sub mod. Well, not even sub mod, just mod for Shogun 2 Total War. If you ever wanted to try out this mod, you thought, Pope, this is a really cool. How do I get it? Best thing to do is to install it on ModDB. Very easy to do. It's not on the Steam Workshop, and yeah, once you got it installed, just slap the files into your Shogun 2 data file. That's all you need to do, and then you can start playing this game. And yeah, it's got a load of different factions. Got a great multiplayer base as well, and they are looking at adding a campaign in the future, as some of those Jaegers there getting taken out. So yeah. Not a bad start there for the Swedish player, getting rid of a few skirms. And also, I think getting rid of that, getting rid of the mortar as well, I presume. Yeah, no, the mortar crew's still here. They are still firing. They're wavering. But they're not quite broken just yet. These 8-pounder mortars, though, are about to go. And yeah, really odd move, to be honest, from the HRE just to put this mortar so far up. But yeah, it's routed like that very easily. And there you go, the Swedish cav could probably run down most of these skirmishers, to be honest, these Hayducks, so they're going to get those. And the HRE are now going to be skirmishless. They're sending their cav, way out over on this flank here, I guess maybe to just scout, but they have found a whole bunch of Swedish cavalry as well. Yeah, a lot of cavalry regiment here being sent forward. They don't really seem to bring cuirasses anymore, the Swedes. Evidently, it's not really the meta to do, is bring the cavalry regiment here. They seem to be just as good. All the factions today, by the way, are 1640. So yeah, the Swedish 1640, HRE, and Bavarians all 1640. I guess there must be some imbalance with bringing different eras. I've never ever seen it happen. seems like if you set a period, everyone has to bring that set period, which makes sense, and that's fair enough. Over on the other side here, there has been a little bit of action as well. Looks like, oh, Sweden sending some cavalry regiment here on his own. He's got absolutely swamped here by Croatian arquebusiers. Yeah, I guess the Bavarians also have access to Croatians? Question mark. I mean, I guess Croatia is sort of part of the Austrian Empire, but yeah, I don't know if they should really be able access to the Bavarians, but there you go, they are. There you go, they wiped out. It was strange that they sent one cavalry regiment on its own to try and do well. Actually, it looks like they might have sent more. They've just been mauled already, these Lennart Torstenssons. Then we've got another cavalry regiment here shifting forward as well. Arquebusiers, though, the Croatian arquebusiers aren't that great in sort of like morale. They are very much a skirmish cav, out and out. But yeah, Swedes don't seem like they have much cavalry on this left flank at all. In comparison to the right, as we just saw there, it's stacked there. Got more mercenary arquebusiers kind of going down sort of the center of the left here. More cavalry regiment moving from right to left. I guess to probably go and reinforce against the Bavarian cav, which is massing actually out here on the Swedish left. The, I guess we'll call it the Imperial right, since these are all Imperial forces of the Holy Roman Empire. We do have a lot of cuirassiers here as well. Yes, cuirassiers looking quite different to what they do in the Napoleonic era, that's for sure. Slightly less armored, and they don't have a cool helmet. And we've got more cuirassiers here. Actually, these are all cuirassiers. So yeah, they've really cashed in on the heavy cav there. Looks like some Swedish dragoons of some sort here are going to get routed as well by the looks of it as well. They're being sent packing. And yeah, here are some arquebusiers. I don't know if this is a different Bavarian army that they're part of. Quite possibly is. But Sweden pushing on hard here with his skirmishers on the Swedish right Imperial left. His first shots are being fired there as well. You can see the HRE pulling back their cavalry because they don't just have cavalry standing in front of the skirmishers. They will definitely take a lot of losses there. We've got some of the Haydukes. They've returned to some of these Jaegers. Yeah, they've returned. They're going to sort of just screen again as the Swedes keep advancing. And the Swedes are trying to be speedy because the second Bavarian army, I guess, with just how spawns are set up for this on this map. Yeah, they spawned on the wrong side of the river. So they've had to cross that bridge there and then just get across. So they're well out of position. And in Pike Shot, units don't move really quickly. So yeah, it could have been a little bit of time, and they could have been able to catch the Imperials here in a 3v2. But the Swedes, I guess, equally quite slow, so haven't been able to really take advantage of that. But yeah, the skirmish fighting getting underway here. Both sides sort of just testing each other, seeing what sort of strengths they have. Where is going to be best to push? It looks like, yeah, Bavaria really sort of senses blood on this right flank here. They are really pushing hard with the Croatian arquebusiers, and the cuirassiers are now moving there, and more infantry is shifting right as well. So I think that's where they're going to go. It looks like certainly Bavaria, I don't know if it's as a minor faction, it seems like it can bring a lot of troops, that's for sure. I mean, they're not really that minor in the 30 Years' War. Fire when ready, boys! The Italian mercenary musketeers here. HRE still fighting for its Italian claims at this point in history as well. You can set up artillery as well. It's a good idea, I guess, to sort of cover the cav. And it just allows you to sort of put holes into the opponent's cavalry as well. It's setting up here. It looks like, though, they're going to go in for a charge. They think to get rid of these skirmishers. I think the HRE is not happy with these guys being kept around. There's a lot of arquebusiers and dragoons, units that are basically mounted musketeers, you'd say. So these guys are going to just basically get right up in the face of the skirmishers, fire a volley, and then get out of there. And hopefully the skirmishers don't get a volley back. Skirmishers, yeah, best thing for them to do is just to stand their ground. A lot of them are, yeah, mercenary dragoons themselves. There you go, one fired. And then they've since changed their mind, I guess, the HRE player, maybe weighing up the odds, not thinking it's worth it. He's going to send this Dragoon unit in here. Yeah, taking losses. I mean, charging head on at skirmishers, yeah, you can see they're redlining. This is, yeah, it's not really worth it. It's a bit like an NTW3. It's a big risk, really. just charging straight on into skirmishers head on. Especially when you're playing a game that's very much orientated around morale. And that's what skirmishers do, they damage your morale. But you can see a gunfight taking place here. These Swedes getting their cavalry into position. They are definitely outgunning these HRE cav here by the looks of it. They're also the HRE cav poorly set up. They're just kind of all overlapping each other. Sweden, I think, senses this and is going to go in for a charge here. There's a little bit more action going on over on the other side. Looks like the Croatian Harkibisiers having a good time there, along with the Cuirassiers. Looks like they're beating the Swedes there. So we'll quickly just show you that. Yeah, Swedes are losing this cav fight here, as has kind of been sensing. The Bavarians here have just vastly more cavalry like numbers and quality. But yeah, I think we're about to see a charge go in over here. The Swedes go in. And there you go. One cavalry unit already routing here, Arquebusiers. Causing the other ones here to also start to waver and break. And the cavalry regiment here, they do have firepower, but I feel like they're more of a melee cav. A lot of the cav they charge into here is what I probably count as skirmisher cav. You know, they're really wanting to use their carbines and their handguns rather than getting into an actual melee fight. You can see a lot of these guys are actually just fully shattering as well for the HRE here. This is devastating. They're going to be able to wrap in behind. No infantry support at all in this flanks. These guns are all at risk. 6-pounders and 12-pounders here. Got some Italian mercenary musketeers shifting, but they're not going to save the day. The guns are going to get taken. And the HRE is off to a terrible start here. Arquebusiers, yeah, they're trying to pull back. They're still going to rout. General, no! Got a general here, Leopold Wilhelm of Austria, the Archduke of Austria. And he's going to waver and break. Well, he's certainly wavering. He looked like he was going to break. He is in all sorts of trouble. And yeah, Sweden has done an excellent job here straight off the bat. Got Lennart Torstensson here. I've seen some of his units elsewhere, some of his cav units. He's done a very good job here. Mercenary musketeers here of the Italians, they're wavering as well with the sight of their own cavalry breaking. They're going. It looks like they broke off from attacking the Archduke, which is lucky for the HRE that they've gone back onto him now. And they need to send something in to support him. Looks like they're sending in pikes. Some Bruyner pikes, or something like that. They're going in. They are redlining this cavalry regiment here of the Swedes, but you never know, they might still get him. There's just a horde of Swedish cav descending right now onto the HRE left. There's so much stuff here is wavering. Pikes breaking, guns breaking. They need to get the infantry moving forward as well. I know it's a lot of micro because you've got just so many units in your army, but you need to support this. Get stuff up here. The cav's going to run out of juice eventually. I mean, they're getting blasted as well at the HRE by cannons from their front. So yeah, they're having a bad time. The other Bavarian army is just about set up now and just got in position. Looks like Bavaria is seeing probably what's going on the left-hand side. He thought, I can't wait around. I've got to get into position, start setting up against these Swedes here, which he is vastly numerically superior over. Like, I'm guessing the Swedes shunted a load of stuff down the line. Cav has got in there as well. I think that's Cuirassiers, yeah, going in. They're wavering. They didn't just take a face full of musket balls. They might take, they took the mercenary Harkibisiers with them. That's a pretty costly charge there. I mean, the Cuirassiers probably will return, but still, not good at all. And there you go, yeah, the Bavarians, they are getting into position. They are going to start blasting away. Get going, boys. I love the checkered flag. Looks really, really cool. I think also this is the same flag for the Catholic League, which is kind of what Bavaria is part of. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. They have got Wilhelm of Austria. They've routed him. And, yeah, Sweden is just now romping over the HRE. It's a blitz. It really is. They are going to probably farm down these units as well. And you kind of need to a little bit because units are so vast. Like, you got units at like 190 to like 300 man units. These units return once, maybe twice. So, yeah, make sure they stay gone. Even if you just need to make sure that they just, like, like the flag's just gone. You don't need to run every man down. Definitely if they can kill Leopold, he's still alive as far as we're aware because he's got the star above his head. We've got Lennart Torstenson, he's gone in as well. General's actually pretty decent in melee as well, so it's kind of surprising that Wilhelm broke, but I'm guessing his army's routing, so he also routed. And yeah, there's a tiny smidgen of the HRE army left. But to be honest, looking at his army, it's not enough cav. It's not enough cavalry. He's brought a lot of infantry, but Sweden on this side just brought so much more cavalry. And cav is kind of king. It's not quite as king as certainly in some other titles, but it certainly is very helpful. I mean, this is concerning here for the Swedes though on this right side with the cavalry winning very easily in the first few engagements they've had. They've only had a few skirmishes against inferior numbers of Swedish cav, but they are able to wrap around and they're going to be able to get 2 contingents here of about 5 or 6 units each. Yeah, a couple of musketeers, a couple of pikes in both of these contingents here, and they are just going to get, mopped up there. You'd imagine the cuirassies can just fall on the back of them. Bavaria is, advancing forward. Like I said, they can't wait around. The HRE ally is pretty much gone. And the Swedes are wavering. And in go the HRE, the Bavarians to save the HRE. There you go, in go the Mercy Cuirassiers. I can tell you one thing, there will be no mercy given to these Swedes. Cut them down. These Protestants that dare challenge the Catholic Church and the Holy Roman Empire. And there you go, they've got rid of all of them. They will probably shatter, I'd imagine, because they've been recharged by cav and infantry. Now move along the line. Get the cav out, to be honest. Disengage and just rinse and repeat. Do the same thing here. Bavaria looks like he's going to send forward its arquebusiers. Try and split the Swedes here again. Try and get this next contingent. But I certainly think the Swedes they've shifted everything to this side over here. As you can see, the Swedes are really strong in this position. You can see there's another general here, another Lennart Torstenson. At least maybe it's the same one. Yeah, it looks like maybe it's the same one. The HRE have actually it's kind of re-rallied a little bit. Yeah, we've got Carl Gustav Wrangel. I think this is the same Torstenson, maybe? Yeah, it looks like it is. And then the other gen is somewhere over here, I'd imagine, for the Swedes. There he is. Another Lennart Torstenson as well. And then we've got Matthias Gallas. And we've got Matthias Gallas again. And then we do have Archduke Leopold Wilhelm. He has returned. And yeah, there you go. A rinse and repeat is kind of taking place. Not quite as effective because they haven't managed to get hammer and anvil. They've just had to kind of charge in and catch these guys on the march. But again, Bavaria coming in clutch. And he's then helped actually rout quite a few musketeers here. These pikes are also wavering. I mean, they're trying to march up quickly with their infantry just to try and catch these pikes on the march. Try and get some volleys in with the musketeers. Because the pikes will munch up that cavalry. Yeah, very, very nice. Bavaria is sort of turning this game around. But yeah, Sweden going for a strategy of stacking its right and leaving its left quite weak. And Bavaria has kind of gone the opposite, and they've stacked their right. They've kind of almost left HRE to their own fate. And they're going right. So both sides are kind of tilted their lines from their start lines. Look at the poor HRE cav force now. It's a pitiful 1 unit. Bavaria doesn't want to gift them a single cav unit. They have better plans for theirs. And I don't blame them, because right now, looking at the standoff, it's looking pretty good for Bavaria. There is some cavalry regiment here. They've got some pikes well supporting, but there's a lot more cav here for the Bavarians. And like I said, there's cuirassiers here. Plenty of those. And they've got all the arquebusiers that are just one on this side here. So yeah, they're looking good. They're looking really good right now, the Bavarians. Less so for the HRE. But I'd still say, looking at balance power, it's definitely in favor of the Swedes right now. The Swedes have definitely done a lot more damage to the HRE than the Bavarians have done to the Swedes. But bit by bit, that's all you have to do. I mean, this general's getting shot here for free. It's 35 out of 40. I just saw a couple of riders drop. Whether they could get up to him, blast him. No, he's going to get out of there, as he wisely should do. There you go. 5-pounders gone as well. Guns taken out. Very good. I think the the Bavarian troops here need to rest up before they try and take on any more Swedish guys. They could maybe try and get this gun. They're trying to drag that to safety. Yeah, the Swedes are trying to rectify their mistake, I think, and they are shifting troops from their right over to their left-hand side. And they've got this massive gun battery here. My gosh, got, what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 guns here. And they're all probably like, yeah, well, they're a range of size from 2 to 5-pounders. Yeah, there's 15 guns there. They're going to probably just set up and start blasting these poor HRE. Trying to probably just get beyond this little hamlet here so they have a clean line of sight.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must
That's
rest
a
awhile.
massive battery. Don't often see them quite as combined as that. There you go. So all of the first phase of combat kind of done there at that point. I mean, it looks like the Bavarians might go in pretty soon again. The Swedes are taking their time, though, with the HRE, giving themselves plenty of space. I mean, they're firing a little bit here with the skirmishers, trying to do some damage. Might take out the arquebusier if they're lucky. But yeah, the HRE just falling back. They're not going to be engaging anyone anytime soon. Pretty big gun battery here, actually, from the Bavarians. They've got their own about 12 gun battery here set up. So yeah, that's equally impressive. That might be what the Swedes are going up against. But yeah, the Bavarians, they're just going to reset up, I imagine, and try and assault this Swedish line. The Swedes are going to probably try and shift as many of their troops to this defense here, so they don't have to just basically keep pushing on the HRE. They need to send some more troops, a bit more backbone over here to sort of defend their left. But yeah, Bavaria doing very, very well so far. It looks like their arquebusiers here are wavering. Why? Being shot by friendlies? I feel like they might. Oh no, there are some mercenary arquebusiers ahead of them for the Swedes. I mean, in fairness, that makes no sense. There's like 4 units of arquebusiers there, and they are kind of losing out here to one Swedish one. Don't know. Like, surely, just the amount of guns these guys are just blasting at the Swedes. The Swedes are going to lose that. But he's routed one arquebusier. He might get a second one here. He's re-rallying. And here comes Bavaria. He's going to get ready for another face down with the Swedish cav. Don't blame him. It's just always in his favor. Looking at all this cav here. And so many of it's heavy. So a lot of it's exhausted, though. I would probably rest up those guys. Don't send them in. Because, yeah, like I said, energy just matters so much. It affects morale. And morale is key to Pike and Shot, really. You don't need to kill the 30-odd thousand troops that you're facing. Just rout them. That's all you got to do. Looks like the HRE have had a bit more issues with routing troops. They've lost their cav, as far as I'm aware. I can't see their arquebusier. And the massive Swedish gun battery is set up as well. I think that's, yeah, it is shooting at the Bavarian one. That's what they're here to do. And they've taken out a fair few guns, actually, looking at the gun, like the carriages here. There's one gone. Oh, they take out the... Oh, no, there you go. They got another gun. And they're wavering this one. They're going to rout that 4-pounder. There you go. Yeah, they've got a fair few of these guns, you know. I mean, really, the Bavarians should just set up their own and just duel back. I mean, I would have thought they'd have a good chance of taking out a few of the HRE ones as well, but maybe not. But anyway, I'm going to make a quick cut, and I'll see you folks in a moment once the battle recommences, because it does seem like it is slowing down a little bit. So I'll see you guys shortly. And we are back. You've not really missed too much, guys. I've kind of fast forwarded a little bit just to see what was... if these guys were going to really get any closer, make any real moves. They haven't really. The HRE has just been gradually giving ground in the face of overwhelming Swedish odds here. And you can see the Swedes are actually, with their skirmishers, looking to really wrap around the flank of the HRE here. They have now just got back into a bit of a line fight here. Have the Bavarians and the Swedes as well. And it doesn't look like it's going to be too long until this main... yeah, well, I was going to say not too long. They literally started firing. The main Bavarian battle line is now engaging the Swedes here, which are certainly not in position. This is not the formation you want to be using for your musketeers, that's for sure. What these Hamilton's regiment here are doing and the Finnish musketeers are doing, do not know. But that's not the formation they want. They're going to get outgunned like that. You just stretch your lines out. Get him into sort of more like the cube or rectangular sort of shapes that the Bavarians are forming up there. The Swedish cav is all kind of united as one now and is actually scared off Bavarian cavalry. It's not really been pressing as nearly as closely as it has been before. Yeah, look at that map. This is looking pretty bad for the Imperial forces right now. I mean, yeah, the HRE and what could be the left of the Bavarians here is in real trouble of being outflanked. I mean, we've got all the guns as well now being shifted up. That huge gun battery again. Looks like it's going to be on the forefront of the battlefield. If they had a little bit of cav here, the Swedes, I know they've shifted all their cav to deal with the Bavarians on that side, but a little bit of cav, whip it in behind, could do so much damage here. They could probably crush the HRE once again. Yeah, they need all their cav here at the moment just to deal with the threat of the Bavarian heavies. Bavaria is shifting some of theirs back, so evidently they've got plans. It's not heavies, but it's arquebusiers. They've got plans for elsewhere. Looks like they're going to maybe try and go through the middle in some positions here. Try and maybe like go for the guns. Maybe not a bad spot. Again, the Bavarians move forward, and again the Swedes give ground. They are trying to get out of those formations. I think they were in those poor formations. You need to be careful here, Sweden. Don't shoot your own troops. Yeah, gradually, slowly but surely, the Bavarians keep coming forward. Someone's got to give. Someone's going to have to make a move. Is it going to be the Swedes on this flank here, try and maybe deal with the HRE once and for all? Or is it going to be the Bavarians on this flank here? I feel like with their cavalry, they're going to need to do something if they're going to give it a go. They've shifted the arquebusiers back here as well. They're going to have to try and win this cav fight. There's a general here supporting as well. I mean, they need to get theirs. They have already got one. Maybe get the second one up there as well. Second Matthias Gallas. Get him to the front. Try and just use your inspires and your rallies and stuff like that. Win that cav fight. Pikes going into melee. And there goes some more pikes as well. Looks like these are lighter pikes maybe. They don't have any sort of armor to them. Or don't look like they have much. They are going in. They are fighting against musketeers, which I think they're still in pike formation. The musketeers will still fire. I mean, they are kind of wavering here. I really don't know. I really do not know. Don't know if it's better to get your swords out or what. Musketeers here on the flank though, they're wavering before the pikes even got close to them. That's concerning. And you've got the Swedish pikes there, they're wavering. Musketeers break in the face of the pikes of the Bavarians. Bavaria keeps on the old advance. And there you go, got some more pikes there breaking, the John Boehner pikemen breaking. And this frontal assault here from the infantry is working well for the Bavarians. They don't necessarily really need to go in and do anything else. We're going to see some arquebusiers, so they're going to set up right in front of the guns and probably blast them. And then maybe descend on the flank of the Swedes here. Shooting artillery crew is definitely a better way of getting rid of them than getting them in melee. But at least if they're in melee, they can't shoot back at you. Here comes the Swedish cav. They're all reacting to about 4 arquebusiers here. That's a little excessive, I feel like. And now here comes the Bavarians with their own cavalry. They're going to move forward to deal with the remaining Swedish cav that's been left out on that flank. Yeah, why Sweden felt like you needed to move this much to deal with 4, I do not know. This is looking pretty bad here for the Swedes. There's a lot of their units breaking. I don't think I've even seen the loss of 1 Bavarian infantry regiment there. Over on this flank, looks like the Hatchery are... Well, they sort of look like they were giving it a go. They're going to advance. Not really. They're setting up or trying to get out of it. I don't know. The micro is not great, whatever is happening right now. He needs to get his boys back. Pike's moving into the artillery here. Oh, and here we go. Cav has gone in. Some of the arquebusiers, they charged into the guns. And they did, in fact, get some. And the Swedes have reacted. They're going to get rid of the arquebusiers pretty easily. I mean, there's just 1 unit that went in. I think they were trying to bait some of the Swedish cav maybe back onto their own carbines. I mean, that's kind of what they've done now. They've probably just shot more friends than they have foes, though. But it isn't like it's the end of the world. Looks like the Swedes are in a whole load of bother right now. Plenty of infantry here shifting forward, getting right in the face of the Swedes. I mean, they're through here where the guns are. Their pikes have just waltzed on through. And here we go, counter charge coming in from the Swedes. They've sent in their cavalry regiment here. Running on the pikes. Not the greatest of units. You want to charge on the musketeers.
Our men are running, sir.
It's getting very messy over here. What is going on the HRE side? Seems like they're still losing some troops. But again, just pulling back, being a nuisance there. So Bavarian right where things are going to make the difference. The cav is going in. Cuirassiers with a mountain of pressure on their shoulders. They have to win this. The boys in the dark blue are the Swedes. The boys that aren't in dark blue, they're the Bavarians. And the Bavarians are not winning this. They're winning this one over here, which is good. But they're losing a lot of these other ones.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack.
The general's under attack. I don't know whose. Could be any of them. Could be any of them. Yeah, Bavaria not winning this cav fight, and certainly Sweden has the numbers that he can afford to take a few losses here and there. Gonna see Cuirassiers going in. They're falling back arquebusiers, think in the face of the enemy. They could do getting infantry support into this fight, I think, could the Bavarians. There you go, yeah, not looking good. I mean, that's a 4-on-1 there. General here, Matthias Gallas, he needs to think about getting back. His entire cav army has pretty much broken in front of his face. This is not good at all for the Bavarians. It was looking really good. I mean, they're still breaking through the infantry line. The Swedes are in all sorts of problems there, but the cav for the Swedes is going absolutely ham right now. Bavarians going in here. What is going on there? They just kind of went through their own... went through the Swedes here. I don't know if that was on purpose or whether it was accidental. Do not know. again on this fight over here, just keeping the Swedes at bay while you break through elsewhere. Good old pike fight taking place here. Keep poking away, boys. Keep poking away. That right-hand side there is looking really good for the Swedes right now. Is Gallas in here? I don't know if he got out. Oh, he did. He's not really got out at all. He's still 40 out of 40. For how long, I do not know. Why don't they didn't move these forward, these Haiduks and they're like sort of the Jaegers, bring them forward to just help with the Cav support. Gallas here, yeah, he's in real trouble. He's redlining. If he breaks, that could be the death of one of these Bavarian armies. They're fully committed in it, yeah, with the death of a general. Oh gosh.
Our men are running.
I mean, these Swedes are like fully encircled pretty much. They're like just being engaged, but they're moving on to the next line already. I mean, they've routed that as well. The Swedes here are kind of routing along the line all their infantry. That is not so good. They're starting to kind of actually crumble over there as well a little bit. Sweden needs to now get his cav, and he needs to get it in behind. Go for, well, Bavaria here. I don't know if he got Gallas, killed him. I don't know. He certainly routed him. I think he's going to make sure he's dead. That's what all these this cavalry out here is doing. But look at that. A couple of little shots there from the Jaegers. That's all it takes. And this cavalry here now all routing. So they might take the Jaegers with them, but it's a bit of a risk. And we've got Croatian Arquebusiers as well. These guys, the initial troublemakers on this flank here. This cav here, it just needs to get in behind, go for some charges.
Our men are running, sir.
Do something. The Swedish left is really just made up of cav at this point. I mean, the center is not looking, well, I'd say left of center is not looking good either. It's still looking messy. HRE is, yeah, a really bad state. A really bad state. Archduke Wilhelm is, for some reason, on the front lines with 10 men left of his bodyguard. Probably because he's popping a rally or something. Is he going in advance? He is. An advance has been called. His pikes going in. They're taking on some sort of very colourful looking Swedish musketeer unit here. And there you go. I mean, I was going to say the pikes I thought were going to probably rout. They're charging ahead on alone, unsupported. And I mean, army losses I think must be affecting the HRE a little bit. Not so much Bavaria. It actually looks like it's affecting Sweden quite considerably here, I think, with this army. I think having lost his infantry, his cav is now starting to shatter. I think that's the reason why it's all just mass routing now, because some of it's in really good nick, like an 88 out of 100. But there you go. They are working their way down the line of the Bavarians. Pinning in front with musketeers, and then flanking in behind with pikes. And really, the Swedish player, he needs to start microing and getting his, telling his troops, just so he's not getting outflanked constantly, because he's got another 2-year here. They're redlining. That's battalion staff. They just rally troops. And there you go, the regiments as well. They also musketeers there, wavering as well. HRE over here, yeah, there's an odd foolhardy charge. It's decided to try and pin down the Swedes here. Well, this is just to try and make sure that they can't get away. I don't know, so that the Bavarians can come in, and, but they might right before the Bavarians do get here. Or maybe they're just sick of running, which is also quite possible. Bands power, though, it's pretty dead even at this point in time. I mean, there are some very battered armies. Got a general back here, Gallas is still alive. I don't know if it's the second Gallas, it might be. I think he was left way back, accidentally, way back so far back that he was kind of forgotten about.
An ambush, General! An ambush!
They need to kill Leopold Wilhelm here, the Archduke. Kill him. This HRE army will finally break. Swedes come forward as well. They're trying to try and counterattack against the Fugger Musketeers here. They're probably going to get routed by them. But I think it looks like the Bavarians are turning this one around. It looks like they are. Some of their cabs returned as well, which is good. Infantry-wise, though, yeah, the Bavarians are in really good condition. They are just kind of walking over what remains of the Swedish sort of centre here, we'll call it.
An ambush, General! An ambush!
Just the scale of these battles is insane. It really is. Leopold still on the front line. I mean, respect to Leopold, man. Guy is like risking it all with 9 bodyguard left, just to try and keep these guys in the fight. I think these guys are wavering for so long. Bavarians are coming though. They've routed a few more infantry units here. They're getting rid of the cannons as well. They need to get a move on and just
We have driven their allies
rout
from
them
the
fully. Driven their allies from the field, I think is what you just said. I'm not quite sure who that's reference to, because there's still a bit of a Swedish army, but they're left by Carl Gustav. Got Lennart Torstensson there. And I thought there was another one, but maybe not. Maybe the other Lennart Torstensson's gone? Maybe? Wilhelm here just kind of chilling through his own lines. This is going to be good though by the Swedes. They are now turning their mercenary dragoons. And they are going to shoot down the line. This is a good idea to try and shoot into all these HRE troops here that are blobbing up. I mean, the Bavarians just need to move ahead. Just keep marching on these Swedes here. Swedish cav looks like it's going to go in cavalry regiment. Charge onto these boys here. They can't form square because the square has not yet been invented as a formation. No one's got a bayonet either to scare off a cavalryman. And there you go. Finally, these units here in front of them have routed. I think finally also Wilhelm might be gone as well. HRE is, I can now officially say, pretty much out of the game. They have 2 units left. That is it. It is now Bavaria, and Bavaria alone to take on the hordes of the Swedes, which they've depleted quite effectively here. And they've managed to hold most of the high ground now, because I mean the Swedes are attacking from the positions that the Bavarians used to be in. They've fully rotated right now. Have the sides. The Bavarians now where the Swedes once were, and the Swedes, yeah, attacking from where the HRE and the Bavarians came from. Battles can be funny. War is odd. It looks like what the majority of both sides' cavalry is facing off against each other here. A little bit of Swedish cav off here in the center, just kind of moving around, just trying to look for maybe an opening.
Our men are running, sir.
The last HRE units, these musketeers here. Gosh, they've seen a lot of retreating. Mainly what they've done today. Hold that banner high, the double-headed eagle. Looking east and west, ensuring Catholicism and Christianity is secure. But yeah, it seems like Bavaria's slowed down on his melee. He's not at least going in for any melees again anytime soon. So these 12-pounders here, they're wavering. They even, yeah, I think they are set up. They're just in front of the infantry there. Looks like, yeah, Bavaria is now shifting a lot of troops over to his left to replace where the HRE were. Not a bad idea, because that can then deal with all these masses of mercenary dragoons over there. Otherwise, it's pretty much just a straight up like gunfight, just both sides firing volleys into each other, hoping that with their smoothbore muskets, someone might hit something every 100 shots. And the Bavarians falling back? Question mark? Yeah, they are. They're giving ground. Or reorganizing, I imagine. Yeah, it looks like they're just reorganizing their lines a little bit. Maybe just trying to get a good advantage with their numbers. Because, yeah, they have got, I'd say, numbers in most areas. You maybe over here that they're looking a little bit more evenly matched. But certainly in what they're facing in front of them, I'd say the Bavarians have vastly more infantry than the Swedes. They could really just make a push on them there if they wanted to. Moving their artillery around. Looks like maybe they're going to move, put the 4 pounds over here, blast the cavalry. Maybe. Versus Dragoons going further wide just to avoid the Bavarian new line that's been formed up. And here comes Bavaria once again, advancing on their extreme left. Hold the line, boys. Hold the line for Bavaria, for the Catholic League. For the high ground. Still a problem here. These Dragoons are just getting around the backs of these Bavarians here, and someone needs to deal with that problem in ASAP. I just realized Matthias Gallus is way over here as well. What's he doing there? I presume we have got a Bavarian general here. I haven't seen one. Yeah, I haven't seen a general. Actually, now I think about it, for a little while here. Here come the Swedes with their cavalry. Looks like they're finally going to react, going to go in. Got some cavalry regiment here, leading the way. In they go. Charge! And the Croatian arquebusiers break immediately. These boys getting super close into each other. I mean, look at that. They are. You see the whites of each other's eyes with how close you're getting now. Look at that. And the pikes moving forward for the Swedes. Closing the gap even more. Again, problematic that these Dragoons in behind causing issues. Most Dragoons have actually side charged here. They are just a dismounted skirmisher, but they seem like they're doing some damage to these pikes here. Quite nicely. Cavalry over here after the sort of initial flurry of shots at each other, the Croatians routing once. They've kind of held off, but yeah, this looks like it's going to be decided here. The Swedes moving uphill through this tree line to try and get at the Bavarians. Here come the Swedes into shot. And they get their pikes out. And now we're going to have a good old pike poke at each other. Keep prodding each other with those long sticks, boys. Going off numbers, the Bavarians should win that fight. It's hard to say in here. Here come all those mercenary dragoons. I imagine they might be out of ammo or something. They're descending onto the backs of the Bavarians here. Battalion staff commander trying to hold them all off. They've had some success here of the Bavarians. They managed to rout with their pikes, managed to rout some of these musketeers. They're going to try and deal with this other pike unit here. Looks like, yeah, battalion staff is going to break.
Our men are running.
They're going to, the mercenary dragoons are going to be able to move on down the line. That's going to be problematic as well for the Bavarians. Got to respect Bavaria fighting on hard for an empire that it does not own, unlike the Holy Roman Empire. Kind of capitulated very quickly. Getting blasted though, these pikes. These pikes are getting absolutely abused right now. This is, yeah, becoming more and more of a problem here. These dragoons just backing into more these musketeers. They're causing them to waver. Some HRE units are returning. Can they deal with the dragoons here? We'll see. Nothing going on with these Bavarians over here, by the way. Not a push at all. 6 of one, half a dozen of another who's winning. These musketeers here, they're breaking for these Swedes, but the Swedes are breaking plenty of Bavarian things too. Yeah, the pikes getting blasted. Look at that. It's brutal. This is why I think you have to get your sword out if you're fighting musketeers as a pike unit. And look at that. Bavaria on this left flank here has shattered. I think that's mainly because of those dragoons getting in behind. They've routed one unit and it's just caused a knock-on effect down the line. Balance power is definitely shifting in favor, I think, with the Swedes here. Definitely shifting in favor of the Swedes. I think, yeah, the Swedes the yellow. Okay, so we are pretty much where we left off. So, unfortunately, the replay did crash, but I've fast forwarded it all the way back to pretty much where we left off as the Swedish dragoons dismounted, have charged in melee, and have kind of routed. That's right ahead with that left-hand side for the Bavarians. Looks like Torten's son is going over there. Bavaria now kind of, after I was criticising the Swedes for being inactive and sort of altering their line, which they aren't really altering theirs, you know, too much. They're sending a few troops here and there to sort of deal with the issue, but not masses going in that direction to sort of stem the blood that is being shed in that direction. The Swedes are still trying to batter their way through, it seems, over here as well. Still trying to get some of these musketeers. Yeah, the Bavarians, sorry, still trying to smash their way through. The Swedes are routing. I mean, the Swedes are side shooting quite a few units down there as well. But yeah, a lot of inactivity from this Bavarian force here. I guess they're kind of worried about the cav in the back lines. That is kind of rotating around, I think, trying to get into the to try and reunite up with his troops there. Looks like Bavarian gun carriage is just being I don't know, just running away. What they're doing, really. They could try and maybe push on the Swedes here. It's maybe an option. I don't know. They've got to try something with the Bavarians because right now they are kind of suffering and they are routing into quite a lot of areas here. The HRE units that return kind of routing as quickly as they arrived. And oh boy, oh no. Look at that. That's a mass rout for the Swedes over there. What the heck happened there? Oh, Leonard Tornson. He got charged, I think. He got charged maybe by Matthias Gallas. I'm really not sure, but he went over there. He's got battered up a little bit. And that, I think that's caused a loss. I don't think the general died. He's wavering. He's breaking. That could be GG for the Bavaria, for the Swedes there. I honestly thought they were going to turn it around on the Bavarians there. They looked like they were going to. The Bavarians started to rout along the line. Morale is still a bit of a mystery to me in what happens in Pike Shot. It looks like at some points you look like you're turning it around, and then boom, mass rout. But yeah, I imagine now we're going to see a bit of a similar sort of thing happening with the rest of the Swedish army here. I think we're going to see the Bavarians march on forward against the Swedes here. These Swedes, I doubt, will last long. I mean, that's like a good portion of the army there that just routed. That was a large force that just routed there. I imagine that the Bavarians are going to move on here and just kind of finish off the rest. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before already. I thought the Bavarians had this kind of mopped up already. Then the Swedes kind of came back with a punch. shows how powerful the Swedes are. I mean, I would technically count them as a major, and like the Bavarians maybe as a minor faction. The Bavarians did well. They've done very, very well. They heard no bell. They never gave up when the HRE were down and out. And here we go. The Bavarians coming forward. They are just, I don't know if they're going to stop or if they're just going to charge straight in. They might just charge straight in, which if they do, it could be costly. I'd set up at least do one nasty volley into these Swedes. But no, it looks like they're going to go straight on in. No, there you go. Wow, game point blank range. You can't miss at that range, whether you're a Swede or a Bavarian. Nice. And there you go. I mean, that's causing a lot of these guys to orange and red line there. That's nice. The Cav has linked up. They're dealing with some musketeers here. They're just shooting them, isolated little units. Actually, the Bavarians are kind of wavering, but the Swedes are going as well. Pikes are going to go in. Now that they've kind of redlined these Swedes a bit. Get the pikes into play. Start poking away. And there you go. And yeah, there you go. They are routing there. They're routing quite a few Swedish units. If they get rid of this line here, they might then mass route the rest of these guys. That's another good clump of Swedes there being pinned. There you go. Yeah, they're going down the line. The remaining arquebusiers, which have been kind of kept out of the way from the Swedish Cav, now wrapping around, just making sure these Swedes stay dead. And there you go, really nicely executed by the Bavarians. Very risky though, because they did get right in the faces. And I mean, that Bavarian musketeer there felt the full force. 92 of them left. They did very good, then charged them with the pikes and just finished off the job here. And honestly, we should be having, yeah, the end results any moment now, I feel like, really. Because, yeah, I'm expecting a mass rout from these Swedes. The damned enemy is damned ambush you. Well, apparently so. I mean, the arquebusiers just carry on and start, like, touching the musketeers here. Just, like, literally tap them with their sabers. And that should be enough, I'd imagine. They're winded. They're going to go into these Finnish musketeers here. As far as I'm aware, they don't have a... Oh, no, they do have a general left. They still have Carl Gustav over there. There you go. They're meleeing over there. Looks like with the musketeers as well. But at least they're trying to get into melee. And actually, oh no, it is the musketeers riding. I thought it was the arquebusiers for a minute. Nope, the musketeers are going to go. I think with these Swedish units here being killed off. I mean, some of them are Finns. That should be GG. I'm still waiting for this Cav force to kind of be killed off. It's really not though. It's still kind of being a pain in the backside. We can get a volley on something. I mean, there you go. The musketeers get a shot off. It kills a few more of this cavalry regiment as they come forward. Are they going for one more miraculous charge? They might do here. Just get the pikes in there. I mean, a lot of these units are exhausted. And the cavalry regiment's going to rout, but it might take that musketeer with it. Nope. It did not, and there you go. There's a mass rout. The general there wavering and breaking. And the Bavarians have turned around what started as a terrible start for the Imperials into a victory. And yeah, that's really well done there. And I'll see you in a minute with the end results. So here we are with the end result. So this one was sent in by Sandwich, who was playing as one of the Bavarian armies, I believe. I'm guessing, looking at the kills, no Merciless here. I'm presuming playing as the HRE, because he got, well, less than 1,000 kills, which is horrendous usually in Pike Shot. Death Zero also having a rough game here with 660 kills. I think he might have been on the initial left flank of the Swedish army, and he just got kind of rolled by the Bavarians. But we'll have a quick look at some of these stats. We got Sandwich here with his Fugger Pikes getting 387 kills, 318 with the Mercy Cuirassiers showing no mercy, 315 with some more Fugger Pikes. His Cuirassiers getting 283 kills, 259, 238, 200 kills with some more of his Cuirassiers. Pikes getting 225. And I mean, there are the rest of his kills if you want to have a look at those. Some big ones there, that is for sure. We have Death Zero, yeah, 336 kills with one of his Pikes, but yeah, nothing else getting masses of kills. We have Guru playing as another one of the I think this is another one of the Swedish armies getting 169 kills with some of his pikes. Cavalry regiment get 149 kills, 132 with the cavalry regiment as well. Musketeers 124, and another cavalry regiment getting 110. There are the rest of his kills. Carl Gustav Wrangel getting 55 is very decent. We have Panzer Grenadier playing as the HRE. Okay, so actually no, we have Panzer. Oh no, was he playing? No, he's playing as the Bavarian. Just got HRE units in his army. Okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, playing as the other Bavarian army. 413 kills with his arquebusiers there. Another one getting 376 kills. 358 with the pikes there. 293 kills with the pikes. 277 with another pikes. Yeah, like the pikes are insane. I mean, there are the rest of his kills. Musketeers 202. And arquebusiers getting 205 kills. And then Matthias Gallas getting 89 kills. It's not too bad either. Then we have No Merciless playing as the HRE army, getting 130 kills with a pike unit, 118 kills with a musketeer, but yeah, nothing else, getting masses of kills. And then we have the Killer killing quite a bit as the Swedes, 267 kills with his cavalry regiment, pikes 256, cavalry regiment getting 252, 218 with the cavalry there, Mercenary Dragoons 202, 197 with the Ritter, musketeers 194, but there are the rest of his kills as well, some really good kills there for him. But there you go, guys. That is today's Pike and Shot action. If you did enjoy and want to see more of this sort of content, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. And I'll see you folks in the next one. Bye for now.